All right, looks like we got stopped in our tracks here at the prerequisite check phase. And if we select, we get a lot of the same info that the pre-upgrade script gave us, to be honest with you. So running the script, strictly speaking, isn't necessary unless you really want to be proactive prior to running this tool. This tells us everything we need to know. In fact, let's come down here and read this. Yeah, the last sentence here is key. Following are supported database versions for upgrade. Oracle 11G release 11202, 11203, 11204. I think I'm on 201, aren't I? Let me step back. Yep, sure enough. So that is preventing me from going any further. Okay, I have good news and bad news, friends. First, the bad news. In order to patch my Oracle 11G initial installation up to an appropriate version, I would have to have a My Oracle support contract, which I don't. Remember, this is one of the things. Oracle will let you download the initial release of their software for free for non-production use, but you have to have My Oracle support credentials in order to download patch sets, okay? So that's the bad news. I can't continue here. The intermediate news, not good news, but intermediate is let's see if we select ignore if it'll let us continue. Nope, it simply will not. Okay, so that's the end of the upgrade assistant on my system. However, thanks to our friend Tim Hall at oraclebase.com, he has a nice screenshot walkthrough of running the database upgrade assistant, and this is probably the best we can hope for given these circumstances. So we'll pick up with this screenshot, which shows the results of his check, and you can see the different icons, information, pass, and warning. The red X, red and white X, means that you have a showstopper, and that's what I had, wasn't it? Now, assuming that your prerequisite check does pass, we come to the upgrade options screen. And this is important because you can run custom SQL scripts to do additional things that you need in that upgrade. And also on upgrade options, you can set the degree of parallelism for your upgrade. How much priority or processor oomph do you want to devote to that process? And by the way, actually, let me bring up my situation one more time. Let's assume that I did have a My Oracle support contract. What I would do is log in, download the latest patch set files for Oracle 11G. And the way that you patch it is actually to reload the entire instance. So I would download the patch set, run the installer through Oracle Universal Installer, and then check this out. We would run the database upgrade assistant in 11G to upgrade the 11.2.1 database to 11.2 whatever the latest patch set you're doing. So you have to run the upgrade assistant even when you're patching an existing Oracle version. Once you do that, then we would fire up the upgrade assistant for 12c and proceed as we're doing right here. So I wanted to give you that just to give you well-rounded information. Also on this upgrade options page, we specify our file locations for diagnostic and audit file stuff. Next, we can choose to register with either Cloud Control 12c or use Database Express. Remember, that is a big wake-up call for Oracle 11G administrators who are used to Oracle Enterprise Manager. That's going to be gone, and instead you're going to get this lightweight embedded DB Express tool. And you might be thinking, well, where did all my functionality go? You know now that it's been migrated to Cloud Control. Now, because you'll have a new Oracle home, you're probably thinking, well, what about the data files? Conveniently, this page allows us to migrate or move the database files as part of the upgrade. Very handy feature. Not only the data files, but also your fast recovery area. We can customize our listener. Chances are you want to keep the listener the way it was before in terms of its name, port, its password protected status, etc. The rest of these options should be pretty familiar. The ability to do automatic backups, etc. And then finally, database upgrade summary, and then you just chug along and hope that you get nothing but positive feedback, and then our upgrade results. Awesome. Finally, you want to check the Oracle Database Upgrade Guide for 12c. There's an article in there, as you're looking at right now, as a matter of fact, called Post-Upgrade Tasks, and this is a nice checklist of things to look at, environment variables, making sure your grid infrastructure and your ASM still works, checking and verifying your DB Express port. You might have to set that, as a matter of fact. So this is always good to do, of course, post-upgrade. Make sure that everything happened the way that you wanted it to.